The amazing story of the English language.
Hey there, smart English learners. Have you ever wondered where the English language comes from? Well, buckle up, because today we're going on an exciting journey through time to discover how English was invented. Our story begins over 2,000 years ago in ancient Britain. Back then, the people who lived there were called the Celts, and they spoke Celtic languages. But things were about to change in a big way. In 43 AD, the Romans invaded Britain. They brought with them their language, Latin. The Romans built roads, towns, and forts, and Latin started mixing with the Celtic languages. After the Romans left around the 5th century, tribes called the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes came to Britain from what we now call Germany and Denmark. They brought their own languages, which we call Old English. Words like house, bread, and water come from Old English. But the story doesn't end there. In the 8th century, the Vikings arrived from Scandinavia. They spoke Old Norse, and their language mixed with Old English. That's why we have words like sky, egg, and knife. Then, in 1066, came the Norman Conquest. The Normans were from France, and they spoke Old French. For the next few hundred years, Old English and Old French mixed together. This is why English has so many words from French, like beef, justice, and beauty. By the 14th century, we had Middle English. This is the language of Geoffrey Chaucer, who wrote the Canterbury Tales. Middle English might sound strange to us today, but it's getting closer to what we speak now. During the Renaissance in the 16th century, English borrowed many words from Latin and Greek, especially for science, medicine, and art. This period brought us early modern English, the language of William Shakespeare. Ever heard of Romeo and Juliet or Hamlet? That's Shakespeare. Today, English is spoken by millions of people all around the world. It keeps growing and changing, borrowing words from many languages. Thanks to the internet, English has become a global language, connecting people from different countries and cultures. So the next time you say hello or thank you, remember that you're speaking a language with a rich and fascinating history. From ancient Celtic tribes to the internet age, English has traveled a long way to become the language we use today. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the story of the English language. Keep learning, keep exploring, and stay curious.